So we've just completed the installation of the iron aeration filter, and now it's time to program it and start it up. We've plugged it in, the display is illuminated. The first thing I want to do is go into the program mode, so I hold the down button for about 5 seconds. It'll display system check. Down, down, scroll down is my code, and there's my capacity. I set how many gallons I want it to go before it cleans. I can move it up and down. Go to the next one, which is the reserve. It has a choice of a fixed reserve or variable. We recommend the variable reserve. That's the smart mode that allows the system to use the last 7 days averages of when to clean. Or you can move to a fixed regeneration or fixed reserve and adjust that reserve. The next thing is your regeneration time. You set that. Override, it defaults on this control at 3 days, meaning if you don't use enough water in 3 days, it's going to clean anyway. You can adjust this down to 0 or as high as up to 30 days if you like, but the default setting is 3 days for each iron filter and will be application specific for your application. You can adjust the backwash time, the air fill time, and the rinse time. Now when I say air fill time, what does that mean? Unlike a water softener that sucks salt in to clean it, an iron aeration filter in the air fill cycle actually sucks air in and replaces the top part of this with an air cavity where the water flows through and gets aerated, and that's what helps remove the sulfur. So that's when you see air fill, what that's about. And finally, we have the phone number. If we want to change it, we put your company phone number in there, and then we finally exit. So the programming is very simple. You simply set the gallons you want it to go to, set the calendar override, and you're done. All right, that completes the basic programming for the iron aeration filter. There's a couple other features I want to show you. One is the information center, and the other is the homeowner settings. For the homeowner settings, it's very simple. They just have the time of day, vacation mode, regeneration in 10 seconds, or delayed regeneration. However, it does have an information center. The information center will tell you lots of diagnostic information by holding the up arrow for about 5 seconds. And this is a visual only mode. You can only view things, such as how many days ago it cleaned, how many days it was in service, how many times it's cleaned, the total water that's went through the system, and how much water went through the last time before it cleaned, the current flow rate, and your average water use. Your capacity in gallons, how your reserve is set, your regeneration time, override, all the things we went through the basic programming. Again, this is visual only for people to see how it's set, and you finally get to exit and you exit out. So most of your programming is in the main program. It takes a few moments and you're ready to go. Now we're ready to walk the system through a cycle. One of the things we have to do before we turn the water on, I have an extra bypass here to show you. We always want to make sure the bypass is in the closed position when we turn the water on to flush all the plumbing in the house. Then we're going to open up the water to the system and allow the system to flush. One of the things that's important on this iron filter, and actually all filters, is we never backwash it the day of the install. The mineral is very light. It has to get wetted down by the water and takes about 24 hours, and it will literally double its weight. So when I walk it through the cycle, the first cycle is backwash. We don't stay there long. We allow the air to escape and then quickly move to the next cycle. And it's very simple. I'll simply start it here where it says regen in 10 seconds. The moment it starts, I'm going to press the button one more time. That kicks in the high-speed motor function. And now it's moving to backwash. That's where the water goes backwards through the unit and lifts up the resin and helps clean the system. All filters clean during this backwash cycle. But as I said before, the mineral's too light when it's new. So right now, the moment I get to cycle 1, I go ahead and advance to step 2 and allow that air to work out in the different cycle. Now cycle 2 is where if it was a water softener, it would be sucking salt water out. that this filter is now sucking air. So on cycle 2 for 13 minutes, all it's doing is drawing air in here and replacing the top part of this tank with an air pocket. On the water softener, we showed you how to take the tube off and feel the suction. On this model, you'll be able to hear it because it's open to the atmosphere right here. So you'll hear it sucking the air into the system. And then once you've confirmed that, on a startup, we're actually going to leave it alone right here. And we're going to let it walk itself through that 13 minutes while it replaces and, regenerates and puts a fresh air pocket. And then when it's done, we'll actually let it just walk itself through. After 13 minutes, it'll walk itself into fast rinse and injector clean, and then we can walk it home. The reason we're doing that is we want to have that air pocket in the house before I leave, because that's what takes out that sulfur smell and help remove the iron. So it's very important that we do that. After I go through the fast rinse, I can go ahead and walk it home. So now the system will be back complete, and I have an air pocket on top. You'll know you'll have an air pocket because when water's running, you can literally stick your ear to the tank and hear the water falling, knowing that air pocket's in there. It's important you set expectations to the customer too, because unlike most systems, this system's purpose is to add air to the water. So the morning after it cleans, it's very common to pour a glass of water and see cloudy water. And I will show the customer, go upstairs or go to a kitchen sink and show them the air in the water, let it sit on the counter and watch it dissipate out. And you'll see it's just oxygen. If you don't set the expectations properly on this filter, many times customers think there's a problem because you leave the house and they pour a glass of water and it's cloudy. And that's just oxygen. That's how it's designed to work. So make sure you set those expectations with the homeowner so there's no misunderstandings on the proper function of the system.